Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This video is in collaboration with the wonderful Sunny Makeupskin. We decided to collaborate again. Victoria launched her new lipstick collection. With this collaboration, we didn't want to be reviewing the same things because that's so boring for you as an audience. So we decided that Sunny would review the lipsticks and I would review some of the eye collection. Today I'll be reviewing her entire Lid Lustre collection, 2 out of the 4 Smoky Eye Kajal pencils, and it will give you an idea of what she has to offer as a beauty brand for eye products. This is the final look that I created, so please continue to watch to see how I created it. Also, please don't forget to check out Sunny's video. All of her details are on the screen right now, and also I'll pop it down in the description box below. So let's get started. I'll show you how the package arrived, like this. If you open it up, it's the first time I've had a Victoria Beckham bag as well, which is quite interesting and nice to own, I guess. This is how the products came, in a little dust bag, same as the one I received last time. The packaging is like this, like so. The great thing about Victoria Beckham Beauty is that you can choose not to opt in for the sharpener, which I think is actually quite a nice option. Some brands you have to buy the sharpener separately, you don't have a choice, like ℙ𝕣𝕠𝕚𝕐. Some brands the sharpener is included for free, like ℙ𝕣𝕠𝕕𝕤. In this case, the sharpener is separate and it's £2. So for example, the eyeliner that I've purchased, it would normally cost £22 with the sharpener. You can opt out and just pay £20. So I really like this concept, and it just reduces like unnecessary waste, etc. So I purchased 1 Lid Lustre in blonde and 2 Kajal eye pencils. However, since today's look is all about the eyes, I had previously purchased 3 of the Lid Lustres, so now I have all 4 colours. So I will be swatching all of them for you in today's video, and obviously I've got 2 out of the 4 Kajal eyeliner pencils, so again I'll swatch that for you and we can review it together. So in terms of what's on my face right now, I've got a little bit of base since I'm not covering base today, and I've also got a tiny amount of primer on my eyes. This is what the Lid Lustre looks like inside. This is the general packaging. It's the same across the board, whether it's the lipsticks that you purchase, whether it's the stained lip tints that you purchase. It's really weighty, which is nice. You guys know I like a good weighty product because it just feels more expensive. It looks expensive. So this is the general theme with all of her products. And then with the pencils, it's a standard black design with her name written in gold. This is the bronze color, and they all have a sponge tip at the end. I'm sort of like 50-50 about sponge tips. I don't know, I don't really like them unless they're life-changing. I don't really like them, but anyway, let's have a play. So instead of doing this standard sort of eyeliner where you just do the defined liner, I was thinking of using this as a base. And the main reason that I say that is because I have tried, in a sort of mini wear test prior to filming, I have tried wearing this liner and I did a wear test throughout the day, and one thing I realized is that it's not long wear. I mean, guys, it doesn't claim to be, but for some reason I thought it might be long wear, and it's not. You get Kajal pencils that are long wear and you get Kajal pencils that aren't, but the majority of Kajal pencils are very soft. They're very easy to blend, but they're crap for longevity. So this one was definitely crap for longevity. So if you're looking for a liner that lasts all day, remains slick, doesn't smudge, this isn't the one for you. This is great if you want an eyeliner that has that slight smudgy, if you want to go for that grungy effect, if you want a smoky eye, perfect, or like me, as I'm going to do, blend it out and use it as a base. So I've just read the description, and obviously it says there's no tugging, no skipping, no right way to be worn. It says lash line, waterline, winged, smudged, creamy, pigmented, all the words you'd want to hear from a liner. The only thing I've just noticed is that it says it's waterproof, and once it's dried down, it provides crease-free staying power to last all day, and it's got words like long wear, etc. This is not true, because I definitely wore it for the whole day and it was not long lasting, and I can attest to that. Just bear that in mind when you're purchasing. So like I said, I'm going to use this as a base for my eyes. So it is a much darker color but it's very creamy. So when it says it's tug free, skip free, I would definitely agree with that. You're just going in with a brush to blend that all out. So you can see that it blends out so nicely, and even this could act as a soft smoke. So we'll do the same on the other eye. So I'm deliberately not being too neat with it, but just because I am going to go on top with the Lid Lustre. So that's the base. It does blend out really well, but like I said, I do question the longevity of this product. Obviously, the more you blend it out and the thinner the layer, then yes, the longevity will be better. We'll see anyway, we'll see how it sits. Next, I'm going to go in with the bronze liner, and I don't really like to put dark colors underneath on the lower lash line, just because for anybody, this can just close up your eye and make it look smaller. However, I still want a little bit of definition and to balance it out. I'm just going to line the underneath part of my eye, not too much because it's still quite an intense color, and this time I'm going to use the sponge tip just to blend it out along my lash line, concentrating on the outer edges. I will do swatches in a minute, guys. To be honest, it's a lot darker than I thought it would be. I thought the bronze color would be lighter, but both these shades are a great alternative to black, and because sometimes I feel like black can be quite an intense colourful liner, especially if you've got fairer hair. So one thing I've noticed is as I'm like using the pencil, it's super soft and super creamy, dare I say almost too creamy. And so with the bronze, what happened was the tip of it, you know, where it's the sharpest, sort of like broke off. So just bear that in mind when you are sharpening the pencil. These are the swatches. So the darker shade is cocoa, and then the lighter shade is bronze. On my hand it looks super light, but on my eye, as you can see, it's still quite intense. So I've just moved the swatches to my right hand, just because I am right-handed, so I find it easier to swatch on my left hand. The reason I decided to do that is because let's do a wear test. Whilst I'm doing the rest of my eye makeup, let's see how long it takes to really set, and then at the end I kind of want to rub through it and see if it comes off, smudges, see what it does. So I'll leave that there for now. And then I just wanted to quickly show you the sharpener. This is what it looks like. It's got a small VB on the side in gold. Nothing special, it's a sharpener. However, I can see that it's made in Germany, so I'm assuming it's amazing. The Audi of sharpeners. So moving on to Lid Lustres, I showed you what it looked like earlier. There are only 4 shades. I say only, but they're good shades. So obviously I've had a swatch, I've played with them before, but I will obviously swatch it for you guys. That's what it looks like inside. That's Midnight. And it's so creamy. I can't explain to you. And that's what it looks like on my finger and on my hand. But I'll do all the swatches for you first. This is Mink, my favorite color, just because it's so wearable. This will pretty much go with any blush, any like liner, any lip color. So absolutely love Mink, it's a firm favorite. That's what it looks like on my finger, and that's what it looks like on my hand. Honestly, I am barely using any pressure. The creaminess, it's just so gorgeously pigmented. The finish, the formula is gorgeous. And then this is Onyx, which is like the black smoke. That's what it looks like on my hand, sort of like oil. And that's on the back of my hand. And then last but not least, this is Blonde. Gorgeous highlight sort of color. And that's blonde on my finger and blonde on the back of my hand. So you can see why it's called blonde, but there are sort of like gold undertones to it. So those are all 4 shades of the Lid Lustre collection. Again, I'll keep the swatches on the back of my hand just so that we could do a wear test later on. And again, I'll do the same with the liners and see like how long it lasts. I love these. I really love these. So I didn't want to just, it would be so easy to just go in with one sort of color, because it's literally one swipe does all kind of pigment, and all the colors are wearable in my eyes. but I thought I would try to use as many colours as I can, and this could end up disastrous. So I decided to go with 3 of the shades. So first I'm going to go in with the Mink, and I'm just going to cover the same base that I applied earlier and go over it. I personally find, like, as much as you can get good coverage with a brush, there's something about applying with your finger that really helps for the product to glide on. And honestly guys, it's so easy to use your finger as a tool. I didn't think I'd be doing a smoky eye at like 2 in the afternoon, but all in the name of YouTube. So that's the Mink, and it was so easy to just use my finger. It was so much easier than the brush. I think also using your finger will ensure less fallout as well. So that's, I don't know if you can see the tone, but it's so pretty, and it's that kind of colour that would suit any skin tone, any eye colour, any hair colour. So absolutely love that. Next I'm going to go in with the Midnight, which is the bluey colour, and I'm going to just try to apply it to the inner corner of my eyes just to give a pop of colour. It won't be so dramatic. I want to create sort of like a modern look, not like the 80s. And it really just lays nicely together without doing anything to the formula, without going patchy. So I don't know if you can see the blue on camera. It's so pretty, and it just gives an extra oomph to the eye. You know, it's different to a standard or bog standard brown smoky eye. So that's the Midnight. In fact, I might just add a little bit to my lower lash line as well, just to balance it out. And then last but not least, I'm going to go in with the Blonde and a much tinier brush and apply it to the inner corner of my eyes, just to give a pop. I've been doing this trick for years now, and it just helps to brighten the eyes and make you look more awake. And I'm sort of slightly pushing it into the blue so that it's sort of that gradient. Just to complete the eye look, I'm just going to quickly go off camera and apply some mascara. So I've just gone off camera and applied a little bit of mascara. I did go in with a more dramatic mascara to balance out the heavier eye. And of course, this is not an eye that I would normally wear day to day to pop to Sainsbury's. However, I just wanted to show you the range of colours in this collection and the kind of eye looks that you can achieve. And more importantly, as different as these 4 colours are, you can also see how they can work harmoniously together. So I'm really pleased with this eye look. I really love it, and normally I'm not a blue shadow fan. I really am not. I know that it looks stunning on quite a few people, but on myself I just feel a little bit 80s with it. But this one, I just feel like it looks super modern, so I do really love it. So this Lid Lustre is basically a crystal infused eyeshadow, and Victoria Beckham was apparently inspired by the healing and protective powers of crystals. Apparently she surrounds herself with them and is actually infused with different crystals for aura amplifying energy. To be honest, I'm not into that. Personally, it's not my thing, and you know, if it's your thing, then you know, that's great, and no shade to you. It's just personal preference. It's not my thing. I don't know if I believe the whole aura amplifying energy, but listen, if I wear this eye look and it gives me more positive energy as a result of it, then great. So she claims that the shadows give a wet pearly finish and it's buildable for high shine brilliance, and I would absolutely agree with everything that she's mentioned there. As much as they are powders, they're very creamy, and they certainly do give a wet look, as you can see not only on the back of my hand but also on my eyes. It almost gives like that glossy look. It's super lightweight. By the way, it doesn't feel gritty in the slightest. It feels buttery and really creamy, and it literally glides on so smoothly. It's definitely blendable, it's definitely buildable, so I would agree with all those descriptive words. It's actually also got really good ingredients in here, like squalene, which helps to retain the moisture in the skin, the guava leaf extract, which apparently helps to support healthy looking skin, and then magnolia bark extract, which is known for its skin calming properties, reduces redness and prevents premature signs of aging. So redness, calming, premature signs of aging are all good descriptive words in relation to the eyes. I'm sure you will agree. Although I didn't buy it in this haul, I also have the lip definer in number 1, and this is just a lip pencil, but I've actually got it on at the moment. And obviously lip pencil you normally use to define, but I used it all over. It was creamy enough to use all over. And unlike most lip pencils, it's actually less drying, even though I can feel it's a matte formula, and even though I can feel like it will last and have that longevity. But it's such a nice nude colour. This is a colour that I would wear day to day, but it also balances perfectly well with this smoky eye. So I just wanted to show you that as well. In fact, let me just swatch it. So like I said, it's 01, the colour, and there are 7 shades in total. So let's talk about prices, and I just kind of thought the best way to do prices would be to compare it to another sort of high-end luxury brand. So I decided to choose Hourglass because I really love Hourglass, and it's a brand I highly respect for quality. So in terms of the pencil, the lip pencil, this is £20, and I personally think, even without looking at Hourglass, that is a really good price for a lip pencil, for a higher end brand, which obviously Victoria Beckham markets herself as. For this £20, you get 1.14 grams, which is not bad. When I look at Hourglass as a point of comparison, they have a lip pencil which has a lip pencil on one end and a lip brush on one end, and it's £27. So obviously you're paying an additional money for that brush, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, people rarely use. I don't really find the brush effective. So I would rather pay £20, as in £7 less, and not have the brush. And in terms of amount of product, the Hourglass has 1.2, so there's barely any difference in terms of weight. So this definitely wins if I compare it to Hourglass. In terms of the Satin Kajal pencils, obviously they are £20, £2 extra if you want the sharpener, but like I said earlier, you have the option to opt out of a sharpener and pay £2 less, so it's £20. It comes with a pencil on one end and a sponge on the other end, and it has 1.2 grams of product. If I compare it to the Hourglass one, Hourglass don't really have a pencil form of an eyeliner, but they have a twist up gel eyeliner, and it's called the 1.5, I think or millimeter, I'm not sure, mechanical gel eyeliner. This one is £17, so obviously it's £3 cheaper, but interestingly, it doesn't say how many grams of product is in it, even though this is the official Hourglass website. But from my experience, I have used this in the past. I think I used this quite a long time ago, and it's extremely thin. So I honestly doubt that there will be a lot of product in there. And secondly, I think because of the thinness, it snaps really easily. So you almost have to be really careful, twist up the tiniest amount and then draw it on. However, from experience of wearing it, it is waterproof, much like I think this claims to be. In the Hourglass scenario, it is actually waterproof. In this regard, I believe that they're 50-50. Personally, for eyeliners, I hate eyeliners that smudge because of my eyes. I like eyeliners that can create clean, defined line. And if it doesn't do that, and especially if it's claiming to be long wear and waterproof, which the Victoria Beckham one does, then personally, I just feel like I don't want to use it again. So if you're looking for a waterproof, long wearing liner that's precise, go for something like the Hourglass. However, if you're looking for one that you can smoke out, that you can smudge up, and that you're not too bothered about lasting all day, then get the Victoria Beckham one. And the last point of comparison is obviously the Lid Lustre. So the Lid Lustre, as you know, as I've already reviewed just now, it comes in 4 shades only, and it's £30. Now, some of you may think, ooh, £30 for creamy eyeshadow seems really expensive. Yes, however, it's extremely pigmented. Apply it in one swipe with your finger. You don't even need a brush or a tool for it. And the color and pigment payoff is just incredible, as you can see. I personally think this is so worth it. When I look at the amount of product in this, there's 5 grams, but when I compare it to the Hourglass, which is £28, so you would almost be like, oh, 28 and 30, the Hourglass is cheaper. But when you look at how much product is in it, which by the way again wasn't on the Hourglass official website. I had to look at the John Lewis website, and on John Lewis it says it's got 3.5 grams. So actually the Hourglass one, although £2 cheaper, has 1.5 grams less than the Victoria Beckham. Secondly, I've tried the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow, and to be honest, I just find that it wasn't as impactful. I tried and I was a bit like, meh, okay, it's nice. I remember when I first used the Victoria Beckham one, I was like, wow. Like a wow came out of my mouth. And guys, you don't understand how much makeup I've got. I've worked in the makeup industry for a long time. I've applied all sorts of products on myself, on clients. I can tell you that it's very hard to impress me with makeup products, especially stuff like creamy eyeshadows. And honestly, the Victoria Beckham ones just really impressed me. I wouldn't have bought 4 otherwise. Yes, on the surface it seems really expensive. If you're a beginner and a newbie to makeup, no, you don't need it. But if you, like me, are obsessed with beauty and you love quality items and you love being creative and trying out new products, then be my guest and go for it, because I can assure you, you will not be disappointed. So just before we end, let's do the swatch test and see how it's dried down. Let's see in terms of what happens anyway. So the eyeshadows, I'm not rubbing very hard, by the way. So, I mean, it has dried down. I can definitely give it that, because when you first apply it, it's almost quite wet. So it definitely has dried down. However, you can see it's not got the best staying power, because there's liners that I have in my collection where I let it dry down for half the amount of time and I apply the same amount of pressure and it barely moves. This is not waterproof, I'm sorry, it's not waterproof. Obviously with the Lid Lustre, it's not claiming to be long wear, it's not claiming to be waterproof like the eyeliners were saying, but I thought it'd still be fun to do a test with it. So just running my finger through it, and yeah, it's completely gone. But when we're looking at my eyes, and like I said, I have tried these on pre-filming, I wore it for a whole day and I didn't feel like it was smudging, budging, patchy, anything like that. So that's ideally what you want. As long as you don't touch it and you're not that person that constantly touches their face and eyes, it will be fine. It will remain where it is, where you want it to be, and still look flawless at the end of the day. So this is obviously the final look, guys, and I hope you enjoyed my in-depth review. I know it was quite detailed, but I just wanted to give you sort of like a real breakdown of what the Victoria Beckham eye collection is about. Obviously she does have powder eyeshadows in her collection, but they're pretty expensive, guys, I won't lie. For a small amount it's like 50 quid. So I think if you're going to venture into the Victoria Beckham world of eyes, I think definitely invest in the Lid Lustre and kind of stay away from the Kajal Smoky Eye Pencils. The lip pencil is gorgeous. I've tried it before. I've got it on now. Absolutely love it. And last but not least, like I said earlier, this is obviously in collaboration with the lovely Sunny Makeupskin. I've included her details and will include her details in the description box below. Please go check out her review of the new lipstick collection by Victoria Beckham. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and I would love to see you again on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.
Butterflies in my stomach, butterflies in my chest.